Hi, everybody. Dr. Manette Riordan here with North Texas Kids Magazine, NorthTexasKids.com, and the Academy for Parent Coaching International. And yes, I know that was a mouthful, but I want to tell you about all the different things that I'm doing. You notice I got a new background today. I'm so excited. Got my computer all fixed up, got my laptop, have laptop will travel, so I'll be doing videos from different places now and again. But today I want to talk about, our whole theme for this video series has been about heart-wise parenting. One of the things that I love to talk about is values. And, I had an interesting experience with my son yesterday, who I've told you guys he's 12. Well, in the morning he came in, he said, Mom, I want to go to school early. The Anime Club is meeting and they're collecting money to donate to Japan. Can I donate some money? And I said, well, is there an adult involved? Who's collecting the money? So there's this friend of his, that's involved, and he's very fond of her, and he always wants to do things to help with her, and I appreciate that. But I told him, you got to ask more questions first. This is your hard-earned money. He was going to give the money, not me, not from came from his allowance. And I thought, okay, that's really interesting. Let me think about this for a minute. And my kids are going to come banging in out of the back door in the pool, and just from the pool in just a second. But I had to really talk to him about how proud I was of him for wanting to be generous, to give his own money, to donate to help other people. I know the Red Cross is still collecting money from the tsunami in Japan. And I wanted to really support him for his generosity and for his empathy, but at the same time to learn a little bit of caution around money. You can't just give money to everybody anytime. There was no clarity around where was the money going, who was collecting the money, how were they going to get it to Japan, any of these questions. So I said no. Well, then I had to say no to him again yesterday afternoon, and I appreciated that at 12 he's still asking my permission what to do with his money. And the same little girl lost one of her textbooks and has to pay $55 for the textbook, and he wanted to give her money to help pay for the textbook. And he just has so much empathy, and he has such a sweet, kind, loving heart, and I felt very deeply for him, and I'm like trying to really support him. It's so great that you really want to help her, and I can see my hands are all flying around in the background, and that he really wanted to help her, but at the same time, this is her mistake, her loss, and not really what I conceive to be a useful a good use of his money. And I said, if you want to buy her a birthday present, you want to take her out for ice cream, there's so many different ways that you can be kind and show your friendship for her, but not correcting her mistakes. And I don't think her parents would have been very happy if, all of a sudden my son's, given her money to pay for a textbook either. But it just led to some really interesting questions as a heart-wise parent. And the lessons that we teach our kids around values and around money, obviously generosity is a great value, and I want my kids to be generous and to be comfortable giving and happy giving, but with caution and making sure that they understand what it means to give money, what are some of the ties related to that, what's a good use of their money, and what's a safe way, in the case of donating to Japan, what's a safe way to do that? You don't want to just give money to any organization. So as your kids are growing up and getting educated about money, and starting to be really interested, come up with a very specific plan. There's some great websites, like one of my new favorites is kidworth.com, KIDWORTH.com. Help your kids set some savings goals. We've asked our kids to put 10% of their allowance every week away, which is like $1. It's not a lot. And to put their allowance aside, and at the end of the year, we'll donate it to a charity of their choice, a nonprofit organization that's something that they're passionate about, and that we'll match it at the end of the year, so that we show them that we're really proud of them for everything that they're doing. And pardon my voice, probably sounds funny today. I've had a yucky cold all week. But, just that whole concept of really helping your kids be both cautious and generous at the same time is a really important lesson to learn. And it's a great way to be a heart-wise parent, to make sure, I could have easily yesterday with Connor just said, hell no, you're not giving money to that girl for a lost textbook, or no, you're not donating money to Japan to somebody and giving money we don't know. I tried to really spend a lot of time telling how proud of him I was for his thoughts and feelings around this, but that we needed to proceed with caution, and explain to him what my caution was and why. And, he was very disappointed. in the first part. And and it's not that this girl was asking for money for the textbook. This was truly Connor's generosity, just wanting to give. So what are your kids talking about around money? What is their interest? What is their passion? How can you support them, teach values? Because I do think it's very important to give back in so many different ways. And kids, there's not always a lot of great options for them to volunteer when they're still really young. There's so many fun things they can do, but learning value around money and the use of money and when to give it and when to save it and how to share it are really important rules that a Heartwise parent will teach their kids. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. It's really hot here in Texas, so wherever you are, I hope you enjoy the long weekend. And I'll see you all again next week with some more Heartwise parenting tips. Again, I'm Dr. Manette Rard with North Texas Kids Magazine and NorthTexasKids.com. Have a great day.